Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Let's Build the Forbidden Mountain. And these are all the little mountains that are around the big mountain. And I'm not going to show you everything because I'm just going to show you the concept, and because everything is the same, and then you can just start throwing things where you want them. So go under the unfiltered templates and then find not the volcano, but the mountain terrain path. This is the easiest way to do it. Make sure you set your theme first. You can use this. I don't recommend this one. It looks more like a science project to me. I don't know. But set your theme to... I'm using buried treasures. And I wanted to get them sort of uniform. Now you can pick wherever you want to place them, but I placed them, you'll see right here, at the base of the corner of each big block. So each block has its own mountain piece. And what's nice about that, if you mess up, you can delete the entire thing. But you can also, if you go in, you can also change each individual piece. Now, if you change each individual piece, you can't delete the whole thing. You'll have to go and delete all the individual pieces if you mess up or something like that. But I don't like all the caves in there, and I didn't take the time to go through and change them all. I might at some point in time. There is a piece in the, I think it's either in the Rocky or in the cliffs. I think it's in the Rocky Mountains. Here I'm experimenting with different textures here. But all in all, I do go with the buried treasures. And anyway, let me finish one thought first. So go with the craggy mountains. That's what I'm going to try. You don't have to. You can experiment if you want. But there's too many ledges there. It just looks kind of weird. And too many holes. So I'm going to change that at some point in time. And hopefully it looks better than whatever I get at the end of this. So I'm not going to show you the full 50 minutes of this. I'm just going to get you going. And then really ought to skip over this because for some reason I think I'm going to stay with the syndromes. But I'm trying different ones here. Dragon's Domain. So if I delete it and then put a new one down and it'll turn to Dragon's Domain, is that going to look good? And the answer is not really. It really needs to be... See, I didn't believe myself. See, again, telling myself from the future into the past. It really needs to be buried treasures. Or at all possible, maybe Neverland. But the thing is, Neverland is going to have grass. So, buried treasures or some other dirt thing. What you want to avoid is it looking like a pyramid. So if you want it to look like a pyramid, now this one right here, those are the craggy corners. That's what I think I'm going to end up going with. I just made that too small. See, the peak of each mountain is supposed to go like midway up the mountain ramp, according to the pictures. So they're not supposed to go all the way to the top, but they're supposed to pretty much like, I don't know, the second bend or something like that. So these pretty much match the height, but you're gonna have to do some finagling with it. It would have been nice if you can make your own template and then utilize that. So I'm gonna skip ahead to where I actually put it to the right texture. Well, I didn't really have to go far. It was less than a minute away in the recording. So it does look kind of weird to me. But number one, once the sky domes change, things change. Things look a little bit different. And number two, if you get rid of all those ledges and put craggy pieces in there, I'm thinking it's going to look a lot better. So when I do the final shots in the showcase, I will have tried that by that time, and I will let you know in that showcase. If you see it, I did it. If you didn't, if you don't see it, then I didn't do it. If you see something totally different, then guess what? I do something totally different. Now, what I should do here, I don't know if I do this. I should back everything out, one block back, just to avoid that. I'm hoping that's what I do, because that's what future me would do. Nope, I decide to monkey around with the ledges. But see, I'm putting middle pieces in there, and I should be putting the craggy ones in there. But again, I will eventually do that. And if you remember correctly, I said in the last episode that I was going to change the floor. Here I am, for some reason, thinking that oh yes, that's what I decided to do. I'm building my own mountain to get past the where it wouldn't where it disallowed me for to put the template because the overhang. So I think I'm making it the same size. I'm not using the same pieces I'm not using the pieces that I said I would use, that I would like to have used. I don't know. I don't think I was thinking about that. But yeah, it's the same amount of pieces. I'm not sure if it's gonna take up this. It should take up less space if you're consistent, because number one, you're not using the cave pieces, and you're not using the ledge pieces, so everything's going to be pretty much the same. And here, right here, I messed up the alignment, so it just got everything off. So it's cut and dry. You go in every time you go up a level, and then you keep doing that until there's only space enough for the top, and then you're good to go. But yeah, we will do this with the other one, and hopefully that will look right, but you're not going to see that here. You'll see it in this final product. I might do an intro. We're using this, and because they're found, I think they're found in different spots. One corner I think is found under the rocky terrain, and the other one I believe is found under the cliffs. And they're essentially the same thing. They just have a different model, a different mesh. One has more rocky pieces. What kind of rocky pieces? Rocky road? Now what's nice about this, once you get to the top, you can just pick a mountain piece. One of them, just either the... So we have the snow one, we have that. You can just pick one of those and just put it up, you know. Or you can build your own out of the pointy quarters, But one of the things that I'm going to do here is in the open space, I'm going to put smaller mountains, and then in between the open space and the smaller mountains, I'm going to put thorn bushes. And there's no thorn bushes in the movie, but where did I get the idea of thorn bushes? Number one, because when Maleficent goes up to the watchtower and tries to stop Prince Philip, she puts a blockade of thorn bushes in his way, which she cuts down with his sword. And then she encounters him on the bridge as the dragon, and well, he tricks her. He uses his intelligence because he's tiny, right? She has the upper hand, right? And she ends up going off the cliff and falling to her death, allegedly. So, anyway, so you don't have to put all those bushes down. As a matter of fact, putting all those bushes down will hog your memory more than you can possibly imagine. You'd think that, oh, they're so small, right? There's a lot of detail to those thorn bushes. And I'm not talking about the purple thorn bushes from the decorations. I'm talking about the actual thorn bush from the decoration. I guess there's two decorations. They're in different spots. You have the ones that you can build, like, what do you call arches and stuff up. And then you have the, see right here, I'm putting two of these in there, and I could just use one of those super long ones if I wanted. I don't know if I'm gonna decide to do that, but anyway. But under bushes, if you go under decorations and bushes, you will find a briar bush. And you will see me not too long from now putting a bunch of those in. So you already got the gist of what I'm doing here. I only build this from scratch one time, and it's not that big of a deal, but this is how you do it. And any other time I use the template. Why? Because it's quicker, and I didn't encounter any obstacles. So I will see you once I start doing something a little bit different. So as you see right here, I'm putting the mountain saddles, that's what they're called, in. And what you can do with these is chain link them together. Don't go hog wild, because then you won't have enough space to do what you want to do. So you just take the individual smaller pieces, and then what we're doing is building smaller mountains in between the bigger mountains. Just because. And to address the floor, I said I was going to switch to back to the desert. Now, I didn't. Apparently, once I checked it out with the Sinister's Syndrome Sinister take over Sky, I thought it looked fine. It's only when you go up in the air where it looks so repetitive it doesn't look right. So what do I recommend? Well, I'm going to see what it looks like with the sand, with the buried treasure, because it should look fine once you make it dark. Again, you really can't see the bottom of it because of the fog in the movie. What's another thing that you can do? Oh, and then you have Victor's experiment, so you can use that. And the other thing you can use, if you hadn't modded it, you can use Hulk, which is, this is actually a variation of that, utilized with somebody else's material. That's why it doesn't look right. And Hulk will give you the damaged floor. The only reason I don't want to use Hulk is because I modded my Hulks to have the sides to be the windows for New York City. So, which I'm gonna utilize, going forward when I do city builds. And you could knock off a lot of city area just by using that texture modded like that. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, one of my videos, I have a link to that on my Google Drive, so people could download it. So I'm not going to put it in this video, but But it's out there. But again, I don't know how to do it on consoles, and anybody that does know how to do it on consoles is not explaining it. So that's that. Now, you see that overlapped? I can bring a replayer in here and that'll merge it in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or just move the entire thing out of the way. Just move the entire thing out of the way. I mean, it's fine. So that's that. Wherever you can do this, now I'm going to bring the replayer in, correct? Or am I going to delete that? It's, to me, it'd be easier to just bring the replayer in than to delete it and try to find where all of it's going to fit without a replayer. So I would tell myself, if I remember correctly, Doctor Who, the Doctor possessed technology that allowed people to call through space and time. Yeah, it was in, I don't know what episode it was, but it was, I don't even remember what Doctor number he was, because they changed it, but it was Christopher Eccleston, and he took Rose to the future, like super far away future, where that weird lady with she said that she was the last person from the planet Earth, and it was just this stretched out face. It looked like Mother Brain from Captain N, the Game Master. Anyway, it was some weird stuff. Anyway, she missed her parents, or she missed her family, not parents, she only had a mother. So she missed her family, and so he gave her a phone, and he did something to the phone, and he said, now you can call her in the past. That was weird. Imagine if you could do that. I'm calling to call myself. I could hear the phone ring through the... That'd be funny, right? If the phone just rang right now. Hello? Alright, so we got that. So you got the gist of that. The only thing is, alright, did you see what texture I did those? I wasn't even paying attention. I should have did those. Maybe, I guess it doesn't matter, but I did those in the Disney, what is it called? I want to call it the Disney Streets. It's not Disney Streets. It's, well, you watched it. I was talking, I was telling a story. But I'm pretty sure you already know what that terrain is called. But that is the best version of rock. The only reason I didn't use it, of course, is because the cobblestone road texture, which again I did mod, I took the IN for infinity off. I removed that, so it's just cobblestone, and it looks really cool. But yeah, that's the best rock. Don't tell rock, but that's the best rock. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Can you cook rocks? Rock stew? Anyway, before I get into some really, really bad jokes, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to fast forward, and I'll see you when I get to the next part. Alright, so I'm just in the unfiltered section in plants, and I have the briar bush. Now, if you look to the left, you see those walls. Those are other thorn bushes, right? I'm gonna get rid of those. They do not fit. I thought, all right, so I'm just gonna put those there. You know, have a trellis. See, I'm just like liberally throwing those in there. It's gonna take longer to take them out. What I think I'm gonna do is use the particle and effects generator and just make smoke and see what that looks like. So I'm not out of the woods yet as far as getting this thing done. There's a couple more things I want to try, and I'm thinking the smoke will probably take up less space than 1,000 briar bushes, but the briar bushes, you gotta admit, look cool. They do look cool. But that's what I'm doing, and yeah. And if you like those pieces there up front, I mean, more power to you. I think they're dumb. For this, I mean, they do have their place, but not here. Those briar bushes, and this is, I guess, the theme that they're supposed to be for. I guess they're supposed to be for the Maleficent film, right? All right, so turn this to Sinister's Syndrome, Sinister from Marvel. The Syndrome Sinister Takeover Sky. And that's when I realized that those other briar pieces do not fit. So just don't even bother putting them in there. I had to show it to you. There was no way for me to skip ahead while I was putting those. Well, I guess I could have done this. But anyway, just to be totally transparent, right? So anyway, that's it for this part. So the next part, we are going to go back to the castle. And we're going to put in a portcullis. Because for some reason I forgot to do that. So right now I'm just going to put down a bunch of these briar bushes. And yeah, it does look pretty cool. So you can do briar bushes, you can do mountains, you can do a blank, or you could wait until when I get around to doing the video for the particles and make it all smoke. But until next time, remember to keep on building. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to give me a like before you click out. And also, if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it now! And click the bell icon if you want to know what I'm up to before I even know what I'm up to, because it helps you see into the future. And I just made that up. Until next time, this is That Brown Bat reminding you to keep on building.
We'll just see what happens next time, won't we?